SHW. This is our wrestling.
This is insane what we're seeing right now.
We're going out tonight. It's been a long, long time. Make sure I look just right. It's going down.
Heads up, here comes the strap.
All hail the queen!
Another spear, will it be enough?
No, not this
like
way.
this, not like
Come
this,
on.
no.
This is just bedlam right now.
Hey, what is going on here?
Let's start this party, then I'll feel alright.
You've got to be kidding me.
Holy cow.
And now, the voices of SHW, Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
What is going on, everybody? It's Friday. It's that time of the week, your favorite time of the week, because it's time for the SHW podcast. This is our wrestling. I'm B-Double Brandon Benefield alongside GB Gerard Bonner and the always lovely Diana Michelle. There's multiple Diana Michelles, so I'm not sure which one to look at here. Wait a second.
We got some facial recognition,
boom.
so it's going to throw you off.
Anyways, how are you
I'm a
guys
fan of
doing?
myself.
We are all a fan of Diana Michelle. That's for sure.
Absolutely. By the way, happy belated birthday. How was your
Thank you.
birthday?
Oh, it was great. I mean,
Awesome.
I came into work and they had decorated my desk all crazy, but then I walked into the conference room and that was standing at the door, and where I about died. I was like, what is that? And then I
That's
realized,
so
and I was
funny.
like, that's freaking awesome. I'm going to
Yeah.
do so. I'm going, yeah. I got
Mhm.
plans for her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
I love
weren't
it.
you telling us earlier in the week that Owen was running into it in the dark room and not?
Well, it's behind my chair in the living
Yeah.
room. He would come in the door down the stairs and it'd be dark and he just saw a shadow there and he was like freaked out. So
And for the
I've
record,
decided that if
her-
he starts acting up at night, I'm going to put it at the foot of his bed and just be
that's
like,
so funny. and for the record, SHW fans, Owen is the name of her son, not
Oh,
our
yes.
champion.
Right,
So,
right.
just-
Oh yeah,
No,
I
we're
should have.
not.
I
let's
should have
not-
clarified.
We don't want to start any bad rumors out there.
I mean, you know,
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm
it's
just
not.
clarifying.
I love
That's-
Owen.
Yeah, we all.
I did not even
that
think
could-
about that. And
I
yeah.
heard, listen, I heard him say that, and I went, "Uh-oh, here we go." Let's get the disclaimer in now, because
I'll
that's
make
how
sure to
rumors get
take him in
started.
this portion.
I got no my.
Owen probably wouldn't be mad at that.
Oh
but-
no.
I mean, I love Owen. You know I do.
Yeah,
It's the lack of hair. It's not. I'm not thinking straight.
yeah.
Which
That's
by
right.
the,
They
Guys
took your
can
hair
tell
off.
Owen is a bald.
by the way, real quick before we get too far into the show, I do want to thank everybody. We had the St. Baldrick's event last Saturday and had a great turnout. Weather, thankfully, was just perfect.
Yes.
And ended up raising just over $65K, which is insane because we thought this was going to be maybe a slower year because it's the first year back after 2 years off due to the pandemic. And so,
65,000?
yeah, so we weren't sure, but it ended up being pretty awesome. So thank you guys.
That's freaking awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, to everybody that donated, I really appreciate it. And it was awesome. And
Wow.
stbaldricks.org,
I
Do we
love
need to
that.
call you the $1 Million Man now?
I mean, come on.
Jeez.
$65,000 man. There you go.
Hey.
Close enough.
65K,
amazing.
like 65 carats. That's what we'll do.
It's Brandon DiBiase here, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody's got a price.
Everybody's got a price.
Hey, did any females shave their head? I was
We
curious.
had there was at least one that I know of.
Okay.
So I was one of the MCs and we had a couple guys that kind of rotated. So at one point I went inside to visit with some friends and we were doing it outside in the parking lot of O'Reilly's pub.
Oh, right.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
So by the time I came back out, there was definitely one on stage getting her head shaved. I may have missed one while I was inside, but I know
That's
at least
great.
every year we have one or two or maybe more, but those really kind of hit you in the feels a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we had, you always have a few folks there that maybe have a child that's currently going through it or have lost a child in years past, and so they'll tell their story on the microphone and kind of.
Wow.
I mean, that it really hits you and lets you know what we're doing there, like what the point of all this is. And so
That's
Mhm.
Anyways.
wild.
it was a great event, and we raised a lot of important money for a great cause. So thank you guys
Definitely.
once again.
Awesome. That's awesome.
But,
That's a great cause.
I love it.
Yeah. So we have a guest this week that we'll get to here momentarily. But I just also real quick wanted to point out before we do that, Diana's wearing a new T-shirt.
Yes, new merch alert. New merch
Yeah.
alert.
You saw us plugging this over the last month or so,
Mhm.
and
Yup.
that's available at
It is.
prowrestlingtees.com
Colors are
slash-
popping.
/SHW pod. So go get it right now.
It don't take
And-
long to get it. Well, it took a little while because I'm down in the boonies, but go on and get it ordered.
Well, there
We
you
still
go.
got a week or so from the
Yeah.
show. So
I was gonna say, like, I don't want to make any guarantees, but maybe if you order it right now, it
Mhm.
may arrive in time for you to wear it on April
because
8th.
B is gonna post the link right there, right there.
Right somewhere on the
there.
screen, right
Somewhere.
there.
Mhm. Mhm.
It looks bad, man. It looks awesome.
It's
Yep.
awesome.
Got the SHW on the belt.
Yeah.
Yo, I got my little microphone.
Look at
Mhm.
We got
that.
the headsets. It's pretty freaking cool.
Boom. And it makes all the sense in the world to get it because we made another big announcement last week, courtesy of our general manager, that I believe this is a first time ever moment that
Yep.
SHW 38 will be 100%
Absolutely.
free, which is mind blowing. Like, and let's be clear, this isn't like some charity show where, you're going to get 2 matches and, you're gone. No, the
this is a
whole
big
thing,
card.
a massive card. It's going to be free. So we've removed all excuses for those who might want to come, might be dealing with some financial hardship. Gas prices are high, et cetera, et cetera, et
Food is
cetera. Food is high. So listen, get there. You don't have to. Now that means you have to get there early because it is literally first come, first serve. And
Exactly.
our folks, when they're paying, get there early.
Mhm.
So I can only imagine what time this line is going to start. There might be some folks camping out there Thursday night. I don't know. But be there. Tickets are available at 5:30 p.m. And once they're gone, they're gone. So get there. Wow.
Look, all
Wow.
I know is that back in May of 2019, we packed in just over 1,000 people in that building. So
Mhm.
I know how many it will fit.
Yes.
A
And
lot of those people
And
were
they all
staying.
paid.
that was paid.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I'm just saying, this is going to be a
Yeah.
great show. And like GB said, this is going to be a full-on regular show. This isn't. There's no
Yes.
catch. This
Yeah.
this is really, like you said, high gas prices. We're all dealing with inflation. Everybody's feeling it. And this is more so a thank you from SHW
Yes.
to the fans for all the great
Yes.
support over the last 3.5 years. So
Yes.
big time thank you to you guys. Free show. First time we've ever done this. And I can't wait. This is going to be one crazy crowd, if
It
I had to
is.
guess.
And the crowds have been crazy all year long anyway. So I can't imagine what's going to happen next Friday. We're
Yep.
not far away from it at all. So
Oh,
make
not at all.
plans to be there because rain or shine, it's going to happen. And wow, I can't wait to see you guys.
Two Fridays.
Fridays.
Is it two
WrestleMania is
Fridays?
next weekend.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That's okay.
two Fridays.
I've been mixing it up
Oh.
too because we moved it back a Friday because of
That's
WrestleMania
right.
weekend.
You're
So
right.
you have even more time to get your T-shirt.
Even
in.
more time.
The reason I jumped on it is because I popped in my head. I was like, wait a second, I got to be ready for next week. Wait, no.
Right.
Okay, I got an extra week to prepare. Okay.
My brain, and here's what's funny. I don't know because I know next week, of course, is Mania week.
Yeah.
I knew that, but
Right.
I think in my head, I'm just,
We
you
get so
have 2 weeks.
we get so used to being the first Friday, and it just I
Yeah.
get it.
Right.
It happens.
I mean, and that's a big show every month anyway. So
It is. So 2 weeks gives you one more week to prepare, gives you another opportunity to gather more of your friends, just to
Mhm.
make it a
Yeah.
full crazy night. And I can't wait to see how many shirts you guys will be wearing. That's what I want.
telling you, man.
That's right.
Plenty of time. Pop it.
By the way, our show is in a couple weeks, but there is a show as you're watching this on Friday. There is a show tomorrow night
Yes.
down in Buckhead, Georgia. Which, by the way, I did not know there was a town of Buckhead. I know there's Buckhead in Atlanta, like the area.
And there
of
was
Buckhead.
almost an official
The area.
Buckhead city, but
Yeah.
that's another story. For
So
another day.
Buckhead, Georgia, is a town in what is it, like southeast or east Georgia?
Southeast is closer to Athens probably than Atlanta.
So for me, I'm in Kennesaw, so it's south to me, but it's maybe the middle of the state. Anyway,
It's north to me. Everything's north to me.
This is
right,
true.
right. We're all coming from different parts of Georgia, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, it's a night for Ox. A lot of you guys may know Ox, or you might recognize him if you saw him. But if it weren't for Ox, pretty much all, or at least most of the promotions in Georgia wouldn't have wrestling rings. He's been
True.
providing the
Maybe
rings
wrestle
for
in the dirt. Yeah.
right. He's been providing the rings for years and years and years, and went through some medical problems not too long ago, and dealing with the finances from that. And so this is a kind of a benefit show for him. I know Diana will be a part of it. I know. Shout out Zach, the gear guy. He'll be the official gear guy of the show.
He's
But
going crazy right now. I
oh
see it in
yeah,
the comments.
he had to get the shout out in there. But also our guest on the show tonight has a huge opportunity
Yes.
tomorrow when he faces Owen Knight for the SHW title. We're going to talk to him about that here in just a few minutes. But I do want to give the shout out to Ox and the show tomorrow. Go check it out if you can. And
Come see me.
yeah, go see Diana.
I might have her with me. You know,
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was
might
gonna
bring
say.
her.
Are you gonna have that with you, and will she be kind of like guarding the merch booth while you're in the ring, or?
I mean, she looks like she could do it, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Somebody might take off with her.
I was gonna say you might have to keep an eye on her, because one of the
Chain her down
fans,
to the table.
a fan, or who knows, Zach, I don't know, anybody might just run off with it. So just keep an eye on it.
Zach can just, yeah, well, he'll be running the table, so. No, he's running the ring. Yeah, she's on her own. She's tough.
All right, well, let's get to our special guest this week.
Yes.
Like I said, he's got a title match against Owen Knight tomorrow night at a night for Ox. And if he survives that, if he wins that, he'll go on to face Cyrus at SHW 38. However, if he doesn't, we also announced that he's scheduled to face Nagicism at SHW 38. So we got a lot to talk about with our special guest this week, the one and only Bad News and Tattoos himself, Carly Bravo. Let's check it out.
All right, family, we told you we've got a great interview coming your way, and he's one of the hottest prospects. We have been loving him for a long, long time. And tomorrow night, he could be our new SHW champion, our special guest here on the podcast, Mr. Bad News and Tattoos himself. It's Carly Bravo. What's up, brother?
Bravo. What's up, Bubba? What's up, guys?
Man,
What's up, baby?
It's good to see you, man.
Thank you. You know me. It's always good to be seen. I like it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So I got to tell you, before we get into this whole title match thing that's happening here tomorrow night, we have been honored to really watch you literally from day one getting into this business. Talk about what it was like. What inspired you to get into pro wrestling, man?
Crazy. Same thing that inspired everybody to get into pro wrestling, the 90s. You know, we was all there. We remember that time in wrestling. That changed everything, you know. Brandon got the posters behind him right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the time that's when I came up in wrestling. That's when I was watching wrestling, you know. Everything about the pageantry, the superhero-ness of all the guys, you know. I mean, clearly that was the thing to watch. I mean, the biggest actor in the world is a wrestler right now. You know what I'm saying? So it was everywhere. It was all over. You know, I'm a personality. You know, so me watching guys, you know, talk about how awesome they are all day and then back it up in the ring, win, lose, or draw, I was all for that. And I knew immediately that's exactly where I need to be at, for sure.
I can totally tell that you are a personality in and outside of the ring. Totally.
Me? I'm the personality. Hey, I don't know if anybody realizes, is that a cutout of you behind you? I'm just wondering. I need one of those for me.
I mean, look how awesome that is. I mean, look, I have the cool shoes.
Oh yeah, she's got her own back. It's wonderful.
Oh, look, I have two.
Oh, you got a gang over there. See, I need to be like that. Get me
I'm a
one.
fan of myself.
Hey, how did you get one of those? Is there a place I can buy those?
I'll hook you up.
Let me know. My birthday's in December. I'm ready when you are.
And I like the fact that he's like saying, I don't want a cardboard cutout of myself. I want one of Diana.
No. I do want one of myself.
Oh, okay.
I also like one of Diana, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Very good.
I may be auctioning her off for long. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
There you go.
We'll
I mean, I got bills to pay too, so.
Hey, listen, I'll pay.
Hey, Move that merch. Move that merch. Do what you got to do.
Move
Absolutely.
the merch.
So GB, of course, mentioned, Carly, that we've seen you basically from day one in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
And that's because we saw you coming through the very first class of the Nightmare Factory.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about how you got involved with the Nightmare Factory. Like, did you see an ad for it? I'm always curious, like, how these people come about getting involved with the Nightmare Factory. How'd that work for you?
For me, it was a friend referencing me. COVID had
Oh.
happened. I was a chef before I was between Marine Carly and wrestler Carly, I was a chef.
You cook? Hold on.
Maybe I can cook. Yeah,
You cook?
You better stop asking me questions. I was a chef between all that time, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So I was out of a job. Hospitality business got hit the hardest during COVID because the first thing shut down. So I needed to find something to do. I was pretty active, me being in the military. I like working out. I like moving around. I was doing Spartan races and all that other wonderful stuff. I'm just trying to find a thrill. I'm a big adrenaline guy, and I also was a rapper. That's really what everyone in Georgia knew about me. Everybody in the South knew me for rapping. So I did a big show. A rap show at a wrestling event. The wrestling event was for AWE at the time, Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine had asked my buddy Myrtle One, shout out to my boy Myrtle One.
Okay.
Like, hey, bro, I was like, hey, I want to learn how to wrestle. Like, I have time on my hands. Like, is there any way you could teach me something on the weekend? Let's just mess around. And he was like, I don't want to be responsible for punching the rapper in the face. That's not going to be my thing. He was like, but I have a friend that I would love to hook you up with. I think he'd really be interested in you. I'm going to send him your number, and if he's interested, he'll hit you. Well, that friend was QT Marshall.
Okay.
And, and so Myrtle One, who was an underground wrestling legend, hit up QT Marshall, and QT Marshall saw my page, saw who I was, hit me up, and was like, I think you got something that we could work with. You ever thought about wrestling? Little did he know, my high school yearbook said in 10 years I'd be a pro wrestler. And bada bing, bada boom, 10 years later, he brought me to Nightmare Factory. He introduced me to my other coach, some small guy named Cody, and everything blew up from there, man. And yes, you guys were literally at the very first match I ever had. My very first match, I just like to pat myself on the back. My very first match was a main event match. So if I'm not born in a main event, I don't know who should be.
Okay.
It just is what it is.
I mean, you've got too much personality not to main event anything. I mean, good job.
I appreciate that.
Really?
So I was going to say, so you talked about having that personality. Well, GB and I saw it from day one. And not only, so we saw your first match, and then we've been back to Nightmare Factory numerous times since, and actually called some of your matches there, as well as at SHW. But from the very first time we saw him, GB, what did you say right off the bat?
The very first thing I said to him was, this guy's a star. That is literally the first thing. Matter of fact, it was hard for me to believe. I thought to myself, he clearly had been wrestling somewhere else and just kind of came here. There's no way that what we had saw was just from 12-week camp. That's insane, man.
Yes.
That is insane.
It blows my mind sometimes too. I don't think I've been watching wrestling my whole life. I could not have plotted out a better course for my wrestling career. And a lot of it is I think it's a mixture of hard work and just knowing myself. By the time I got into this business, I had a very clear understanding of who Carly Bravo was. Had nothing to do with what I was doing. I already was very foundational on who I was. So I knew what kind of person I could be in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh, you know what? This puzzle piece fits perfectly here. Well, let's just run it then. And that was a huge help, and then every time you guys literally have breadcrumbed my whole career, right? So every time I got to be seen, I just worked on trying to get better, and it just worked.
So I'm definitely working.
You said something that I want to unpack a bit. You said that by the time you hit the wrestling business, you already knew who you were.
Yes.
What were the things that contributed to you knowing who you were before you got here? Because when people get into a business like this, they're usually trying to find themselves.
Yeah.
They become once they hop in, but to already have that self-assuredness is something that we don't often see. So what contributed to that for you?
Really my past, really my adulthood past,
Okay.
obviously being raised in the time that I was raised in, you know, the 90s was no joke. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling was different in that time as well. So my mentality on wrestling is not the indie wrestling that we see, the indie style of wrestling that we see. I was watching big sweaty dudes slap fire out of each other. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was a way different game. You know, also, you know, I really was in the military. I've been to war twice. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Afghanistan. Like, this ain't no game. You can't be a Marine and not know exactly, you know, who you are. Going through, they say sometimes, you know, going through fire, going through trials, going through tribulation, that's how you find yourself. Well, I went through the biggest one that you can imagine, you know, and through that, everybody that I was with, they were all older than me. So I really had to come into my own, I guess you could say, for the kind of person that I wanted to be. It just, and from there, like, you know, failure. There's no better way of judging character than failure. You know, I failed a lot in my life, but in order to fail, you got to eventually succeed to get to the next level, right? So those failures always came with me picking myself up, dusting myself off, and moving it forward. You start to look at the scars that you collect, and you start to realize that they're badges of honor, you know, and it becomes so much easier to just be your most authentic self. You know, Carly Bravo is not a wrestler. You know, Carly Bravo is a guy that wrestles. You know what I'm saying? And that's a huge distinction, because I'm Carly Bravo regardless. Whether I wrestle, whether I don't wrestle, whether I cook, whether I'm in the military, whether I sleep on my ass all day, I'm Carly Bravo regardless. But Carly Bravo just happens to wrestle. And that's a lot easier to swallow. You know, I'm not taking this off. I'm really doing this.
Right.
That's awesome. So you don't have to play the part. You are the part. You are. The part is you.
Yes, I think you guys know that. Like, this is not, I'm, if you guys see me behind the curtain, you guys see me before I go out, like, I'm always me. This is me 100,000% all the time.
I just love you so much.
Oh, trust me, I love you too.
And I'll never forget, man, the very first time we met you at that Nightmare Factory, it was a student showcase, which is basically, if fans don't know, these air on YouTube, these showcases, but it's basically like the 12-week camp graduation is the showcase. And so that's where we got to see you. And I'll never forget, you came right up to us afterwards, big smile on your face, shaking our hand, saying, I can't wait to have you guys call one of my matches. And next thing you know,
I was a super fan of indie wrestling, especially in the South before I started wrestling. You know, like, you guys didn't see me, but I was in the crowds. I was at the Southern Honors. I was at the Southern Fries. I was everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I was always there. I knew all of the wrestlers before y'all knew who I was. You get what I'm saying? Like, the wrestlers knew me as a rapper, but they didn't. But I was like a real fan. I'd seen Diana killing it in the ring. I saw you two guys on commentary. You know, so it's kind of like I knew, like, I plotted on you guys. You know, y'all don't even realize that. Like,
that would make a lot of sense, because the first time I met you was at IWE, and you came up to me like we were friends, like we knew each other, and I was like,
you know what it was? Is that I knew you, but I also knew that you was finna know me for a long time.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
we did, and it was like, man,
you know?
I know you. I mean, I might have just met you, but yeah, we know each other.
That
makes a lot of sense now. That's I love you.
So you mentioned being a Marine, and first of all, thank you for your service. And I got to tell you, man, that's got to be, so I've never gone to a wrestling school. I've never been in the military, but I imagine, like, it's grueling being in a wrestling school. But for you, coming from the Marine background, did that make it a lot easier because you had gone through something like being in the Marines?
Yes, 100%, 100,000% easier. Everything was easier because I didn't have to worry about, like, what the hell? Oh, hold on. Everything was easier.
He's blowing up. His phone's blowing up. He's Mr. Popular over here.
No, people calling me, man. People calling me. I'm doing a Southern Honor podcast.
They're probably watching the podcast trying to, he's famous.
It's paparazzi, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wrestling school it was difficult because I had to slow myself down. You know, because I knew, not because I'm better than anybody, but I was like, again, knowing who you are, you know, it's difficult starting something new, you know, like, it's difficult being good at things for so long and then having to start something new and realize that you're not good at that, you know, like the first bump really hurt, you know, running the ropes really hurt. I've been watching this product my whole life, and then you're telling me I knew nothing about it. Like, what? You know, I think that was the part that really blew my mind about the whole thing. You know, really having to humble myself and realize that I have all these accolades. I have all this stuff that I can bring to the table, but I still have to be a student. You know, I still have to. I don't know everything. Once you really realize that, the book opens up. You know.
Yeah. And there's a way of doing things to make it what it is, and without giving out too much of that backstage stuff. But you have to learn to do the things right.
Yes.
To keep you safe and everyone else safe, but to make it
these guys
be what it is, what it was to you when you were growing up, and what it was to me. I still get emotional about it, because it's like Rock and Roll Express, Sting, Ric Flair, what? All that was real. They hated each other. They were beating each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to learn.
I can't be around the people that I'm around. I can't have the people co-signing for me that co-sign for me and not respect the business and not want to study the business the way that it needs to be. I can't be bad news and tattoos if I don't know what I'm bringing to the table. I have to have a full knowledge of what I'm doing in there to be able to bring it. Every time I watch you guys, right? GB say something crazy. GB say the same thing. Both GB and Double B say the same thing. They be like, it's insane how we've been watching this guy for this little bit amount of time and he knows all this stuff. That's because I'm constantly studying. Like I'm constantly watching tape. I'm constantly watching my own matches back. I watch my matches back probably 100 times every week. So I can figure out what little thing that I need to do to make that
to do better. Yeah. And it's not just what you bring to the table, but what people before you have brought that makes.
You see?
Yeah. One thing that's clear is that if you're going to excel in this business, you have to love it. You absolutely have to love it. And it's very clear that you love this business. Now, I'm curious about this because most people, when they have their first year, they, as they say, pay their dues, right? And paying their dues means, working in some places that aren't, known throughout the world, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I have said publicly, I have said privately, if there were a Rookie of the Year award, it belongs to you because of the spaces you have been in and the way that you have handled it. So talk about what it meant in year one for you to end up on AEW regularly in locker rooms with some of the people that you've admired as a fan. What was that like for you?
Mind-blowing, to be honest with you. Again, I had small goals, man. I didn't, and I'm not saying that to say don't dream big or nothing, but like I was very aware of how long people on top have worked to get to these spots. Like I'm being for real. Like my end of the year goal was to have a match on Southern Honor. Because if you can have a match on Southern Honor in the South, that means that you're on the right path. You're on the radar. They notice. They're not just putting people on their matches. There are thousands of wrestlers down here. Southern Honor ain't putting them all on Southern Honor. You gotta be on it. You have to really be making a statement, really be applying your craft, doing your thing to get there. That was my year. Like, by the end of 1 year, I want to be on there. I did that a couple times.
Yeah.
You did.
And I always, it's a humbling thing, man. Like I'm talking big boy stuff now, but you guys, I'm always like, thank you. I'm always, I'm always sitting in the back talking to the guys who've been there way longer and stuff. Same thing with AEW, man. I didn't expect any of this, I didn't expect none of this, especially when people find out that I'm much older than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I was in the military for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So like by the time I got here, I'm basically the Black DDP. Things are just going nuts. And so for me to be able to do this how I'm doing it, and for me to be rubbing shoulders, like I was having a conversation with Sting. I was talking to Dax from FTR about tag team wrestling. Do you know how much people would probably pay to be able to ask him questions about tag team wrestling? Like I'm walking down the hallway and MJF's like, hey, Cardi.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Careful.
Like,
he's going to be so mad if you're telling people that he was nice to you. Be careful now.
Listen, the dude was cool. He's nice to me. I don't bother him. I get out of the way. Okay. I don't got no smoke with the guy, but like, these are just people that I could not have never imagined this. Dude, my freaking coach is the Prince of Pro Wrestling. I would have never imagined that. A lot of dudes came out my class. A lot of people was in my class. We've seen a lot of classes of the Nightmare Factory. And I'm not tooting horns, but I'm out here and a lot of my friends are like catching up.
Right.
Again, I think it's just a mixture of just having something that other people don't have, having that personality, having that charisma, and just really working hard. Like, I'm not saying other people don't work hard, but I see very few people that outwork me. Like, I work very hard to get to that space. I'm very aware of how mind blowing my position is and how fast I got here.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
So fast. But it's awesome. I mean, and I didn't get to see the first bit of Carly. I saw you perform first, probably at Southern Honor, and it's just, you always bring such energy, and people may not even know who you are, but they love you by the minute you come out, and it ain't just a flag, baby. It's all you.
I appreciate that. And I had good people on the left and the right of me as well. Like,
Yeah.
Carly Bravo didn't just pull this out the hat. And it wasn't even people that
Right.
people have all heard of. David Ali, is y'all know, and everybody, David Ali, if there was a person in Georgia who was like a Carly Bravo freaking advocate / mentor, was the savior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, him, Danny Jordan, Zicky Dice, Ashton Starr, I mean, to say their names, there's a lot of people. It's like overkill, but whatever. I've been blessed to be around and to learn from some of the GOATs. I worked Joe Black last year. I fought Owen Knight a couple of times. Like this is I've been around guys. I fought Judas. People that are really doing their thing out here. That I've been able to learn from and be around and have helped up my game. That see something in me and is like, hey, you can carry the torch out here in the South for quite some time. We want to help you along and help you learn this business. Dylan, Sunny Days. I mean, there's just so many people that have really just taken interest and been like, yo, like, we see what you're doing. We're gonna help, plant this seed with you and help you water this flower so you can be something big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blessing.
So I have to ask you, because again, as we talk about year one, which it's still hard to believe year one is done, but what a year one. And your goal was just to have a match on Southern Honor. You did that and then some. So where do you see Carly Bravo in 5 years or so? I mean, I know what I see, but where do you see Carly Bravo in the next 5 years or so?
5 years. I mean, not to even be cliche, dude. 5 years, I'm gonna be on top. Whatever on top is. 5 years, I will be at the top of, if not one, every company, many companies. I'm not stopping. I'm hungry. But before we talk about year 5, I'd like to talk about year 2, because that's where we're at right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're in year 2. And my number one goal, as odd as it believe, I got infantry stuff going. I got the AEW stuff going. I'm touring. My indie dates are going nuts. You know what I want in year 2? You know what I really, really, really want?
Do tell.
I want to run Southern Honor. That's what I want. I want Southern Honor. I want to turn Southern Honor into CBS. You know what that is? The
Carly Bravo show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's important. That's personal to me.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. And
that's personal to me. That's not even just like wrestle goals. No, that's really deeply personal to me. Southern Honor is where you stay. I'm old school. If you don't run it where you at, then you don't run it nowhere. And I've been watching Southern Honor for years, and I've seen all these amazing wrestlers do their thing and make their mark. And it's been wonderful, but we've seen it. It's mine.
He said it's time to move on.
I've seen all these greats. I've seen the greats battle it out, main event after main event, month after month after month, year after year. But you know what? Ain't none of them like me. I love these guys, but that's mine. You feel me? And I am going to work so hard to make sure every single person knows that I'm coming. But I don't think people have that mentality there anymore. People see it and they want to spot on the show. They want to go crazy. I love that, but I want it. I want it. This match that's happening tomorrow, that ain't happenstance. That's me working. I want it. And let's say, I think I'm gonna win personally. I think I'm gonna knock the captain off his log. But let's say I don't beat Owen Knight. Okay, That's okay. Because guess what? The Rumble Jack's coming up. Guess what? There's more shows after that. And I guarantee you think that I'm gonna stop. Look what I've done so far. Oh, it's on. Oh, it's on.
Man, I love your drive. I love your
I know.
enthusiasm. I love your confidence.
I
And
feel
you
it.
talked about year 2, that being your goal for year 2, and you already mentioned it. I was thinking that could come as soon as tomorrow. You have this championship match tomorrow against Owen Knight at a Night for Rocks. If you had the belt then, I mean, you're on top. You're already on top.
Oh, well, now imagine that, right? Now imagine that. Something unexpected happened in that last Southern Honor show. Something interesting happened. An original, Jordan Kingsley, amazing athlete. I mean, amazing athlete. I mean, anything that you could want to have in this business, that kid has. Ability, talent, drive, the look. I mean, he's got it. I heard the crowd when he walked out. I mean, they got it, right? I got frustrated. I'm not going to lie, because I'm tired of being overlooked, I guess you could say. I'm constantly there when they need me. I know I'm a star. I don't know if they're listening, but the people, they know I'm a star. So, maybe I got a little cocky and it got a little away from me for a while, and then Jordan took advantage and I might have lost it a little bit, but when I lost it, I didn't get booed.
This is true. This
That's
is true.
a scary, scary thing, because
But I told you they love it. When the time you hit that curtain, they love you.
That's scary. I thought I did something bad. Like, I was like, oh no, like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I gotta show respect for this house. And then I realized that the people are like, no, this is
Be you.
oh.
Look, they praised David Ali with his bat against everybody's neck. Hello, GB. But
They did, but this was different. I was there firsthand. I was behind the Savior when he did his duty, and man, I'm not so proud of some of the things we did, but I saw the scaredness. I saw the fear in some of the people. I saw the disdain in some of the people. I didn't get that,
No.
I got, okay. That's a scary reaction to get, especially for somebody like Bad News and Tattoos. You don't put gas in my tank. I'm realizing now that the people might want exactly what Carly wants. That's even scarier.
Yeah. We might have a new hymn to sing for long.
Oh, girl, who you telling?
Oh my.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like, we're getting along so well, and I'm almost hesitant to even bring this up because I don't want to get on your bad side. Because as you said at the end of the last show, at the end of your last match, you said SHW now has a Carly problem. Well,
Yes.
I told you this just through going back and forth on text message. I said, well, hey, from the commentary booth, no disrespect there.
But,
I mean, we've seen you from the get-go. We love some Carly Bravo. But here's the thing I want to bring up, and I'm almost hesitant to bring it up.
Please.
But if you don't win tomorrow in this SHW Championship match, it has been announced that you have an opponent for SHW 38.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know you don't want to look too far ahead of your title match, but have you ever faced Najicism? Are you familiar with Najicism?
I am very familiar with them. We've never tangled. We've never been in the same space. A couple people have tried to make this match happen before, and it never worked out just for timing reasons. But I'm very aware of Najicism and his skill level. That's one thing that always comes to mind. Everybody, when you say his name, everybody's like, "Ooh,
right,
that guy can go." Which is cool. Good for him. Anybody can go if I punch him in the mouth. That's fine. That's just simple as pie. But more specifically, and I'm not going to overlook him, but the biggest match of my career is tomorrow. I win tomorrow. Najicism's a dream.
Hey, you win tomorrow, you face Cyrus at SHW 38.
Do I? Or do I win tomorrow and take that whole thing hostage and do what I want? Do I? Let's think about it. There's a thing that I'm starting to realize, and that's that lately the champions don't have the power. I don't really like that idea. What do I have to gain from beating the unpinnable Cyrus? Nothing. I'll do it and I'll keep it going and that'll be great. And they're going to line some other impossible odd up for me to take, I don't got time for that. So I say I win that title and I just hold it hostage. And then you guys watch me from now on and see what I feel like doing. Maybe I pick my own opponents. Maybe we go from there. Who knows? I don't know.
Wow.
But my focus is on working team captain. I gotta be focused. He's the guy that I gotta beat. You know, we got a lot of history.
You
I'll
guys
be
do.
there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
you've got a lot of history. And I think now when we're looking at the prize, the goal, the SHW Championship, what do you think you have to do that so far nobody else has been able to do in the last 6-7 months in SHW to beat Owen Knight for the SHW Championship?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is gonna be difficult because what I'm doing tomorrow, or usually not even tomorrow, but what everyone else has been trying to do is play Tom Brady in New England, and that's not or home at all. Southern Honor can be anybody's game, but Southern Honor's Owen Knight home. Them fans love Southern Knight. If you want to, Owen Knight. If you were to get somebody and say they were the life, the heart and soul of Southern Honor, I'm gonna give it to Owen Knight. You know, the reaction that the people give him, the fuel that they give him in the matches. That boy has the people that he won that belt against. It was like 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't 5 guys. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a hamburger. That was a good one. But I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, right? So it has to be those guys, they just not me. You know, Owen Knight is the working team captain. Owen Knight likes to say that he's war ready. Well, who better to test that theory against than the guy that was made for war? You know, the guy that was trained for war. You know, who better to see how good you are in a battle than the guy that was battle tested? You know, I'm gonna give it to him, but I gotta outlast him because he's not gonna make it easy. You know, me and Owen have tangled so many times, and it's so apropos that finally this is for the biggest prize in the South. You know, this isn't for a big paper check, which I still can't cash, by the way. You know,
Right.
This ain't for that. You know, this ain't a battle royal. This isn't just some random exhibition somewhere. This is for all the marbles. This is for all the chips. I gotta go crazy. I gotta outlast him because he has been on a tear lately. You know, and I'm gonna tell you something, which is scary. Owen Knight is 100% ready for Cyrus. That's a scary thing to think. That's a real scary thing to think. Owen Knight is 100% ready. He was 100% ready for Joe Black in the cage. I watched that match. I knew that I had this match coming up with whoever was going to win, and Owen Knight walked out. That's a scary Owen Knight, man. Owen Knight is on a different level right now, and that's okay because I was born on different levels. I'm ready for that. You know?
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm so pumped. Like I'd love having you around, man, because you get me pumped up. Just
I
listening to you.
know.
Listen, this is the thing to be pumped up for. This is an important thing. This is not to be played with.
Yeah.
You know, this is not to be trifled with. Owen is a big deal. This is the big title in the South. You know, people that have had that belt before I would even try to get it are guys that I respect and I like. But this is my time now. Owen was the new era. I'm the now era. Woo! Jesus!
He just came up with that.
That was off your head. I like that one. For real.
I love it. I love that.
And we just might use that on commentary. Thank you very much.
There we go.
Totally.
Taking notes.
Totally.
I love it, man. I'm telling you what, if that wasn't enough to get you guys to go out to Buckhead, Georgia tomorrow night for a night for Ox, I mean, I don't know what will. That's the match to see tomorrow night. It'll be Owen Knight defending the SHW title against Carly Bravo. And then, of course, Carly will also be at SHW 38 in a couple of weeks on April 8th, either with the belt or he will be in action regardless.
Regardless, if I have the belt or not, the campaign as of right now is this has now become the Carly Bravo show. You know, sometimes things, listen, I know who I'm walking into tomorrow. I know who I'm fighting tomorrow. If on a 1% chance things don't go my way, the object and the mission is still the same. I'm showing up on the 8th and I'm turning that place into the Carly show. And you're going to have to deal with me eventually. You know, I'm not some one fly that you can shoot and I'm going to go away after that. No, I'm coming for all of it.
Okay, as long as I still have a job, I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Listen. Who else is going to announce me, baby? I don't know if you guys realize this, right? But when I come out, I always acknowledge all 3 of y'all. You know, I never walk by. I dap the homies down, and then as soon as I do my little cool pose, I see Diane and I give her some love. That's always going to be a thing. I'm never not. Y'all are always there. Y'all Y'all are narrating my greatness, baby.
We love you, man.
One of my
That could
favorites.
be the one that calls all these victories for Carly Bravo. That would be awesome.
It's something sweet about you saying my name at the end of a match. I just can't get over.
One of my favorites, I believe you were having the first match of the show, and I don't remember which show it was. Was the last? I don't know, but whenever it was, GB and I are doing the opening shot of the show, and Carly just swoops in.
Yeah, it was the last show. Yeah.
Was it last show? I loved it though. It was great. I loved how it played out, but it was just kind of funny. It was like, oh, hey, all right.
Listen, you guys are the voice, man. I can't do. You guys are the mode behind my method, man.
Wow.
Without you guys, I'm just spewing propaganda. But you guys put it in line for me, man. You guys make it swallowable. I need that. I need that. People don't realize that, man. I can't. You can't be the president without having a press manager. You got to have people that'll speak your narrative to people, and you guys get it because you've been there.
That's right.
From day one.
Yes,
right.
From day one till day infinity. We ain't going nowhere. We gonna ride this train, the wheels fall off.
I love it, man. Well, hopefully we'll be calling matches with you as champion, whether it's in SHW, whether it's in AEW, wherever it may be.
Matches. Yes, you guys are gonna call matches with me as champion, one way or the other.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love it.
We cannot wait. Well, before we let you go here, give everybody your social media. Where can everybody follow you on the socials?
Let's just be honest, guys. If you're watching this, you already know Bad News and Tattoos, man. I'm too cool. I'm no fool. You know the deal already, But in case you're living under a rock and you don't know where to find iCarly, you can find me at Carly Bravo, CARLIE Bravo. No H. If you have an H and you call me Charlie, we are not friends, and you will see what happens after that. I think Jordan called me Charlie, and that's how he ended up where he was at. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna play this game, okay? You guys know. Just look up Bad News and Tattoos. You'll follow me. You'll find me. I'm here.
I love it. Well, good luck tomorrow in your big title match down there in Buckhead, Georgia, tomorrow evening, and we look forward to seeing you there, and also April 8th at SHW 38. But until then, thank you so much for joining the show. Carly Bravo, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. We
love you.
Best, man. I love the three. You guys are it. Love you guys. Oh, that's a double entendre.
It is, huh?
You get it.
I get it.
You see, we have to do this more, guys. We have to do this some
Totally.
more.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
awesome.
You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Bad News and Tattoos, Carly Bravo. What a guest. What a guest.
And he could soon be our SHW champion tomorrow night.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I love Owen. I love Owen. But Carly has a different kind of energy than anybody who's held that title in the past. And he's got he's got some plans for himself as champion. I'm interested, man. Interested.
Well, I think at least if he's running the show, our jobs are secure. So that's a good thing.
Anytime we have a guest on that's putting us over more than we're putting them over, I'm like, hey, keep it coming, buddy. I like
We'll
it.
take it.
Wow.
So I think
we love him.
Yeah. We do love Carly Bravo, and I tell you what, man, we've been trying to get him on here for a while, so I'm glad we finally made it happen. And I'm glad that he will be at SHW 38, not as a replacement. And that's the biggest thing he had the problem with, was he felt disrespected, that he was always filling in at the last second to replace somebody else that couldn't make it. And
as it's warranted. I mean, every time they call him,
But to me, that speaks to his character. That, you know what, he's got the drive, he's got the passion, he's willing to make it happen and get in front of some eyeballs on one of the best promotions in the Southeast. The best promotion. What am I talking about? The best promotion. Come on.
Job security.
Yeah, one of the best promotions in the country.
Right.
What's that?
You shaved your brain when you shaved your head.
Right. Yeah. Like I said at the beginning of the show, like I lost the hair and I'm not thinking straight.
It's like Samson, your strength is gone.
Right.
I don't ever know that it was a strength, but anyways.
Well,
anyways, but so good to have him on here. And like you said, tomorrow we could be talking about a new SHW champ, and that's no knock on Owen, but Carly is no pushover. I mean, he's got his work cut out for him.
Serious.
Both guys do.
They do. They do. It should be a great match. And again, that's tomorrow night, a special night for Ox, which is happening. Yeah, I don't know. It's happening in Buckhead, Georgia tomorrow night. Can you get tickets there at the door? Is that possible?
I think so. I think you
Okay.
can. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Why
Surely
wouldn't you?
they're selling advance tickets.
Yeah. So make sure you make your way there, and the flyer is available everywhere. So check it out, as the SHW Championship will be on the line. And we got to give a shout out to Owen Knight. He, more than any other SHW champion in history, has defended that title more outside of SHW than any other champion. And so for him, it's par for the course, you know, and it says a lot when you have a champion that can represent you wherever in the world you send him. But could this be his last night as champion tomorrow night? We'll find out there as Owen Knight takes on Carly Bravo.
Yeah, and just you brought this up, GB, and I kind of want to touch on it because it was an interesting conversation I was having with some of our fans on the SHW Facebook group about the different title defenses that happened outside of SHW. And as I was going back and kind of trying to remember and do a little research, so we had AC Mack defended the title at the Masquerade prior to a Fozzy show.
Right.
That actually took place in an SHW ring, just not inside the Action Building. Then you had both David Ali and Logan Creed have title defenses in Piedmont, Alabama at Pro South Wrestling, where you had Ali taking on Eric Silva. You had Logan Creed taking on Huckabee. By the way, Mack had faced Ashton Starr in that title defense at the Masquerade. And then you've got Owen Knight, who I believe it was a Tacos and Tequila Festival in Canton where he faced David Ali, successfully defending the
first title defense.
That's right.
Yeah. Was it Tacos and Tequila? Or was it Fright Nights?
It was Fright Nights.
It was one of those. Yeah, one of
I think you're
right. Yeah.
You were dressed as Becky.
It was raining and it was cold and my Becky wig was getting soppy.
So there was that one. Then there was the more recent one in January. Was it January or February?
It was January.
Southeast First down at the home of Action Wrestling, where Owen successfully defended against Kyle Matthews.
Right.
Who is one half of our tag team champions. And then, of course, now he'll be defending down there in Buckhead, Georgia. So you're right, man. Owen all over the place, not just in
taking it on the
Action
road. And he's taking Southern Honor everywhere and representing well.
So kudos to him for that. I mean, just doing the work, man. Just keeping at it. And so I'm excited to see how this match plays out tomorrow. Either way. But then think about that. Like Carly, if he wins, he's got to face Cyrus. If he loses, he's facing not just.
Does he?
He raised an intriguing point because
you're right.
He could hold the title hostage. And
I mean, if you want to go back to the stuff he was growing up watching with the 90s, whoever had the belt pretty much called the shots to whatever they wanted to. Yes, NWO pretty much had their way of doing things, but that's how it was. I mean,
you heard him. He said it.
Wrestle.
He said it after his match with Jordan Kingsley that SHW now has a Carly problem. So could you imagine if he wins that belt tomorrow?
What a problem we will have. I mean, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I don't have a Carly problem.
Right. We don't.
We're good.
We're not the ones making the matches and calling the shots. So we're good. Anyways.
That's right.
Anyways, well, I can't wait to see what happens there. And then, of course, we can't wait till SHW 38, April 8th. We've announced a few more matches this week. And, of course, next week on this show, next Friday, we will kind of do a preview and preview all the upcoming matches for SHW 38. It's going to be a great card, and it's going to be free.
You know what I didn't mention, and I should have, we just ran out of time, is if Carly Bravo wins the SHW Championship tomorrow night, you know, next week he's going to be at Mania Week.
Yeah.
He could theoretically take the SHW Championship to Mania Week in Dallas next week.
Interesting.
Just throwing that out there too.
The miles that belt had.
Listen, things are getting very interesting around these parts. So you just never know.
Well, folks, we cannot wait to see you back here next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Is that how it goes?
Oh, yeah. That's how it goes.
But until then, this has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.